Landor Associates, a company best known for its graphic designs. Its designs can be seen all over the world on any number of products. The company designs systems and logos for some of the largest corporations in the world, like Colgate-Palmolive and Bank of America. Now, it seems like an easy enough thing to come up with an attractive graphic like the B of A letters, but when you think about it, it's actually very tough to distill down everything that a huge company like that does and means and is into one piece of symbolism which both looks good and feels good. And feeling good is very important, because the whole point of what Landor Associates does is create a favorable visual image for their clients. They are in the business of images, which is the reason that they're based on board this ferry boat. It gives them a warm and friendly image in the fiercely competitive and sometimes impersonal world of corporate marketing. Landor Associates is the largest company of its kind anywhere in the world, with 125 employees and 10 offices in cities all over the globe. You can see their designs on everything, from cigarette boxes to beers to banks to food packages to the Muni buses, for that matter. In fact, even the symbol of the Larkspur Ferry was designed on board this old ferry boat, the Klamath.
There are many ways you can attract attention through design. And people say, God, how awful. You know, it's not just a matter of attracting attention, have impact. The person, hopefully, that responds to it favorably, meaning he enjoys what Bank of America stands for. The only possible thing that people could object to about Bank of America is just too big. It's too enormous. So therefore, the monogram, which this is, it's a BA to some people, to other people it's just a symbol, but it looks like a monogram, a symbol for a person rather than for a big corporate structure. So the monogram approach was a logical way of expressing the human touch.
You live here, you live in San Francisco, and you are surrounded many times, I would imagine, by your work, by your designs, the Muni buses and the ferries. Does that mean that you can't get away from your work, that you can't relax?
Seeing the things you've worked on around is a source of great satisfaction at the outset, when you first see it in the streets of San Francisco or in the stores of San Francisco. And gradually you get used to it. And you no longer think of it as being something that came out of our group. It's just something that looks pleasant. However, the challenge is tremendous, of course, in a competitive economic system, to make sure that people respond more favorably to this brand as a result of the package, what they see looking at the package, than to somebody else's brand, even though the product might be comparable.
So in a case where there is, say, no difference between products, no substantial difference between, say, the way one cereal tastes and another cereal tastes, Landor Associates creates an aesthetic difference? Changes the way people spend their money?
We may have to make it easier for someone to buy this one instead of that one.
Easier, as more attractive?
Well, easier to recognize what are they looking for, right? Is it frozen potatoes, or is it coffee cake with chocolate on it or without chocolate?
So in essence, Landor Associates has not just changed the visual environment of a lot of the world, you've also changed buying habits. You've changed the way that people choose to spend their money.
I prefer to think of it as increasing the enjoyment of the product that someone is buying.
How do you do it? Tell me about the process of creating, say, a total image for a company. When the client comes in and he says, I want to change my image, this is what I am. What happens next?
We want to know all there is to know about the company, the history of it, what they've gone through, how they perceive themselves, the key people, how they see 5 years ahead, where they want to be. We may do some more research, maybe with the customers of these industries, to see how they perceive this company and its products, its services, and so on. After we arrive at a few finalized design solutions, we then have a meeting with a client. And we show him everything we've done, and design is selected finally, and then the prototypes of the design system are then implemented later into a total design program.
Are you constantly working in secret so that your competitors won't rip you off for basic visual concepts?
I don't think that's a problem. No. There's no secret. We're working currently on the airport directional signs and all, and the interiors of the new airport and so on. No secret about that. However, if we're working on a corporate image plan for a company in a competitive field or on a new package development, the client deserves to feel that no one will know about these programs until they are on the market, until they're out in the open. Everything's done in great depth. And
personal question: do you ever worry about it? Do you ever sit up and say, "We're not going to make it this time"?
Oh yes, my God! You have no idea. It's not just me. We might lose everything. I mean, there's this marvelous fear of failure, which spurs you on to greater effort and greater energy.
But isn't that the kind of pressure that people say ruins lives?
This is part of the ingredient of success, I think, that you have to go through this fear of failure, fear of not making it this time, in order to exert yourself some more, to make sure it's going to work.
Does that mean that you are not what one would call content? You are not a man who is satisfied and assured that you are good at what you do?
No, never satisfied.
No?
No. I'm here at the office till 7:30 or 8, probably.
Is your work your life?
Later. That's a horrible thing to say. It's a very, very vital part of my life. I don't know what I would do without it.
Let me ask you this. As a man whose company deals with images, in essence, what is your image of yourself? How would you describe, not Landor Associates, the design firm, but Walter Landor?
I must admit, that's a question I haven't thought about, and I didn't expect. What image do I have about myself? Well, to tell you the truth, I think I'm still struggling. I'm still building. I don't think I have arrived yet.